Hello! Thank you for joining me this evening. I'm Eric Wells, and I'm here to share something very, very special with you. My grandmother, Beverly Foreman, formerly Beverly Chamberlain, was a contestant on the TV show Queen for a Day back in the 1950s. She actually won the grand prize and got to be queen for more than just one day. The Queen for a Day show first aired in 1945 and was on for nearly 2 decades and crowned 5,000 women during their run. It was very popular, and to this day, when I ask that generation if they've ever heard of the show, their faces light up every single time. The show aired every weekday and was broadcast live into TVs and radios across America. Guests of the show were given opportunities to submit wishes, things they needed or desired, and they were treated to lavish meals and entertainment before the show went live. It was filmed in the Moulin Rouge Theater in Hollywood, California, near my grandma's house, a studio which could hold hundreds of people at a time. Each week would be a different theme, such as the circus or travel or holidays, like Christmas or St. Patrick's Day. When the show went live, host Jack Bailey would narrow down the potential queens and their wishes to between 3 and 5 women, and he'd interview each one of them during the show's second segment. After the interview, Jack would summarize the contestants' stories, and the audience would applaud for the one who they wanted to be crowned queen for a day. Those who were crowned queen had their wishes fulfilled and much, much more. In 1957, Beverly's cousin Helen wrote to her from Michigan saying that she was visiting her in California and she wanted to watch a TV show being filmed. Remember, this is the golden age of Hollywood. Well, Grandma obliged, and on October 29th, 1957, they got dressed up in their best clothes and both went to see the show. Grandma's wish was for a sewing machine, and she was just 27 years old. Since then, our family has tried to track down a copy of that show, but we learned that in the early 1980s, the archive which housed the recordings caught fire and destroyed all but 13 Queen for a Day episodes. It's heartbreaking to realize that the work of 19 years and over 5,000 crowned queens went up in smoke. After that, the best we can do to recreate Grand's Queen for a Day experience was to put together a photo book showcasing all the pictures, brochures, and documents she kept from the show itself and the cruise afterwards. That would have been it. Case closed, go home and enjoy the book. But 2 weeks ago, on January 26th, Beverly's nephew, my cousin Bruce Carr, was digging through a box of his father's old things in Olympia, Washington, and he found this 7-inch audio reel labeled Queen for a Day, Beverly. It was Friday, and he had no player that could play this reel to verify it, that he had actually found a lost episode of Queen for a Day featuring my grandmother. He contacted me, and I got really excited. But we both would have to wait through the weekend before the reel could be dropped off and be digitized. Monday morning came, he dropped it off, and by Tuesday afternoon we could finally listen to the recording. Well, if it hadn't have been the Queen for a Day episode with my grandmother in it, then I wouldn't be talking to you here now. We aren't exactly sure who recorded it, but I'm grateful that they did, because little did they know just how important and sentimental this recording would be. Back then, the show was simulcast to hundreds of radio and TV stations across America, and one of those radio stations was KGY 1240 AM in Olympia, Washington. KGY broadcasted the episode, and our mystery audiophile ended up recording it through his radio and onto this 7-inch reel of magnetic tape. It was then set aside and eventually forgotten until being discovered in a box 60 years later, discovered in a box 60 years later. Well, the audio you're about to hear is cleaned up, edited, and transcribed version of the original. The original version is much longer, and it includes the interviews with the other contestants. But for this video, we focused on Beverly. The full-length audio recording will eventually be cleaned up and uploaded to archive.org for everyone to enjoy. I created this video in hopes that you could experience a day like she did by featuring period advertisements and images. Interspersed throughout the following video, you'll see actual Queen for a Day clips, which were taken from one of the very few surviving episodes. Specifically, these clips came from an episode which aired in 1958, just 1 year after Beverly's show. So join me as we sit down in front of the radio and travel back to Olympia, Washington on the morning of October 29th, 1957 to relive my grandma, Beverly Chamberlain, being crowned Queen for a Day.
Would you like to be Queen for a Day? From the famous Moulin Rouge in Hollywood, one of the world's greatest show places, the National Broadcasting Company presents this portion of Queen for a Day, the Cinderella Show, starring Jack Bailey. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. You're supposed to clap right there. Right there is where you clap. Clap that clap. Gee, I forgot to tell them to clap. Really? Watch the applause sign. Thank you. Welcome once again to Queen for a Day. You know, the crown is ready, so is the throne, and so are we. And all we have to do is sort of have the ladies get up here, tell us what they want. If they're queen, then our audience makes a decision, but we can help out by talking to each one of these ladies in turn. That's precisely why we're here.
How do you do, Beverly Chamberlain?
Yes.
Well, I'm glad to see Miss Chamberlain?
Yes.
Uh-huh. You got children?
Yes, 5.
You have. You have it. You almost had half a dozen.
Right.
Now, I see by your card, Miss Chamberlain, that you and Mr. C are not together.
That's right.
How long has this been?
About a little over 3 years.
Well, you're the head man and woman.
Right.
5
Father
children.
and mother.
Are they little teeny kids or what?
10, 9, 8, 6, and 3.
Now, do you have to work, Miss Chamberlain, or?
Yes, I'm a waitress.
Good. Whereabouts?
Plum in Pasadena.
It's you bum people with that ice cream and that chocolate syrup that's doing this to old Dad. You sure make the biggest darn things I ever saw in my life over there at Blum.
Just like in a fishbowl.
Yeah, that's right. What do you do? What hours now? How do you handle the kiddies and work too?
Well, the children are in child care and the baby's in the nursery school, and I pick them up after work.
Boy, I hope tips are good at Blum's, because you'll have to lose money on that almost, aren't you?
It's been real slow lately.
Has it?
But it'll pick up to Christmas.
Too cold for ice cream. Well, how can we help you, Miss Chamberlain, if you're like the Queen for a Day?
Well, I'd like to have a sewing machine. I like to sew very much.
Fine.
And it would help me out on income a lot if I could sew for the children.
Boy, with 5 kiddies, are most of them girls?
4 girls.
4 girls, just 1 boy.
Just one.
Well, where is he in the age bracket?
He's the 9-year-old next to the oldest.
Yeah, and you have 4 girls with 9 girls. That'd save a lot of money if you could whip up some shirts for them, wouldn't it?
Yes, and dresses.
Oh, I'll bet. Ma. Well, if you're elected our Queen, we'll get you a sewing machine, we'll get you some material. We might even get some shirts and stuff for the kids, huh?
Yes.
And you keep working, and it's got to come out all right. You're a fine lady, and we're honored to have you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Miss Chamberlain. And we'll take care of that sewing machine if you're elected our Queen.
Jack Saley will be back with our next candidate in just a moment, right after station identification. This is Mutual, the radio network for all America. This is your capital station, KGY Olympia. Time for the KGY clock, 11:32 and 30 seconds.
Now, you've heard all of our royal candidates. What do you say we have the voting? Each of the ladies has been wonderful today. It's going to be kind of close, so we'll turn it over to the audience. Now then, our first lady up was number 1, Mrs. Patricia Kuiper. Mrs. Kuiper would like a rubber ring. She has had an accident by missing the Davenport, and it's hard for her to sit. Her husband's in the Air Force in Alaska. She'd like a movie camera as the children are growing up, so she can send pictures up there. Also, she would like driving lessons. Your applause now, please, for candidate number 1. Good. Number 2 is Mrs. Beverly Chamberlain. Mrs. Chamberlain is a waitress by trade. She is left alone as a sole support of 5 children, 4 girls and 1 boy. And she could save a lot of money in her raising these kiddies with a sewing machine, so she could sew and have some new dresses for the girls. Number 2. Number 3 is Mrs. Betty Lou Givenden. Mrs. Givenden, her husband and children live down in Coachella, that's down there on the desert, and her husband has had a series of accidents with his back, I believe, as a child, and he has a little trouble getting around. She would like some millman's tools so that they can start a little cabinet shop of their own. He can work less, as she says, and make a little more money, and 2 months of food till they get started. Number 3. Number 4, Mrs. Esther Stewart. Mrs. Stewart has 3 children. One of them still back in Pennsylvania, and she'd like very much to have some beautician tools as it's necessary for her to go to work, and she must pass the state bar, or the board of beautification, or whatever that is. You can't do it without professional tools. Right now it's impossible for her to get them unless we give them to her on Queen for a Day. Number 4. Now number 5 was Mrs. Helen Noriega. Mrs. Noriega's husband was in an accident and he can't work right now, and it's necessary for her to go to work too. She's going to school down there. She's not quite ready to teach, but it's necessary she finishes her course up until June of this year and then go 6 weeks this summer, you see, and then she can start teaching on a provisional certificate next year. Your applause now for candidate number 5. Number 2! Mrs. Beverly Chamberlain. That's the lady with the, let's see, the 4 old maids and the 1 bachelor, all under 10 years old. And now, for the most thrilling moment of all, I crown you Queen Beverly. Queen for the day. Queen Beverly Chamberlain. Well, that's wonderful. Now, here's Miss Vanderkamp right there with 4 dozen long-stemmed red roses for you. And smell them, will you? Because we want everybody to know they're real. Thank you very much. They are, aren't they? Scared you. Now, there's Ralph Weaver. Look at old Ralph. That'll make you laugh. And now, if he could just get that thing to work, he'll take your picture, and it'll there at work. It'll be in the Hollywood Citizen News. Thank you, Fingers. Now, Queen for a Day is happy to make your wish come true. We want a new sewing machine for you, and that's what you're going to get because you asked for it. And we're going to show you the Adler Automatic. The machine that does all kinds of stitches and all kinds of sewing jobs without the need for extra attachments. Of course, you'll need some material for your Adler-matic to work on, so we'll see that you have that too. Burlington Mills makes wonderful fabrics for almost every purpose. We'll order a big supply for you. Now you'll be able to make lots of clothes with the material that you'll have from Burlington Mills, and it'll take some time, and your children will need something to wear right now, won't they? My goodness, you can't have those kids running around with nothing on. So for your little girls, we have some cleverly designed dresses from the Shepherdess line. Midi dresses and party frocks, polished cotton, silk and cotton combinations, and jerseys made of orlon and wool. Your little girls will love them, and so will you, because Shepherdess dresses are all washable and easy to iron. You'll need something to wear under the dresses, too, and at night, so they'll have outfits of Little Duchess, sleepwear, and lingerie. Little Duchess, its wonderful garments of fabric to fit and wear. We haven't forgotten the Crown Prince at your house either, that old tiger, and he'll have a brand new wardrobe from Chips and Twigs line. Chips and Twigs is the style leader of boys' clothing, and their clothes are made for hardware that boys are going to get them. Well, you got 5 wishes in all, 6 counting yours. That's wonderful. Here's some more gifts just for you.
Your Majesty, from the famous Max Factor, here's a handsome makeup case completely filled with Max Factor cosmetics, including Hi-Fi lipstick in their newest shade, Clear, Clear Red.
You'll get a special thrill out of the next trip you take, partly because America's most famous travelers will be going with you in the form of this handsome matched set of Streamlight, that is. Samsonite luggage she's getting.
These days, Your Majesty, there's a special device for almost every job, and you'll have 5 of them to help you in the kitchen. A mixer, juicer, grinder, blender, and a knife sharpener, and an out-of-sight motor that runs them all. It's your handy new-tone built-in food center, the last word in kitchen convenience.
You can stop worrying about the weather on wash day because, sunny or not, your clothes will be dry. You'll have this gleaming new Speed Queen dryer to do the job automatically. The Speed Queen has the exclusive stainless steel drum that protects your clothes from rust.
No queen ever had dishpan hands, and neither will you, not with this Frigidaire automatic dishwasher. The Frigidaire's exclusive turbo spray action makes it the cleaningest dishwasher ever made, and it's easy to load with glide-to-you racks and an adjustable cup rack for problem pieces.
Now you'll soon be using this gleaming new Tappan Greenbrier automatic gas range, and it'll be delivered to your door. The appliance will make cooking a pleasure. You'll love the extra large size of the Tappan's oven. The Visualight door lets you see the food as it cooks.
We'll also see that you have a gift certificate for the Big Spiegel catalog, so you may go shopping from the convenience of your own home and order direct from Spiegel in Chicago.
We're not through by a long shot, Your Majesty. Now take a look at this new bedroom ensemble. All of it's yours.
On your bed will be the finest, most comfortable mattress in Holland Air by Heirloom. You'll sleep like a baby every night. The sheets, blankets, and pillowcases.
Furniture is this high-appealing desert of Virginia. Veneer is first-quality Honduras mahogany, especially selected for texture and color. Your Majesty, you're the Queen. Your wish has been granted, but we're still not through. We'd like to add one more. Wow, surprise. All right, Queen Beverly, here's the surprise we promised you. I told the folks on the air that this was a good day to become. Now, here's the royal standard, the Queen's flag. This is your flag. It will fly from the yardarm of the SS Laureline the day you sail from San Francisco on a glorious Queen's holiday to Hawaii. Yeah! Wow!
You'll have a luxury cruise all the time aboard the magnificent flagship of the Matson fleet. Lazy days in the sun and a full portion of comfort and pleasure, both above and below decks. And of course, you can take anyone you like along with you to share the fun and excitement. In the island, your Queen's flag will be transferred from the Lurleen to the beautiful Royal Hawaiian Hotel, where you'll be met by the King of Aloha Week, escorted to the King Kamehameha Suite, and serenaded with the traditional Song of the Chiefs.
Yes, sir. You'll dine in the elegant monarch room of the hotel, dance on the terrace overlooking the white sands of Waikiki Beach. I'm getting homesick. And visit the home of kings, the famous Iolani Palace, where the throne room of the island monarchs is still preserved. You'll stand before the flower-draped statue of Kamehameha I, the ruler who united the islands into one kingdom. Of course, you'll want to dress the part while you're on the islands, and dress you will, for you'll have a whole wardrobe from Shaheen of Honolulu. Included, you'll have play clothes, lounge clothes, fashions for casual wear, as well as party things, each in an all-silk screen print and colorful and vivid, almost beyond description, and they're all for you. Wow! Congratulations to you, Your Majesty, and best wishes for a wonderful, thrilling reign. Now, Mr. Jack Davis saying goodbye. I leave you to the every lady in America Queen for every single day. Bye.
This is the Queen for the Day, the Cinderella Show, every weekday. Transcribed from Frank Sinner's Moulin Rouge in Hollywood. Queen